Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Talking Shit with your boy Sophisticated Jerk. And today, man, I wanted to go over this I'll say clip that I seen from Trev Smooth Chew the Fat podcast. And they had a whole high earning hood rat up there that jumped in one of the homies' faces and stuff because she got like triggered by, some of the conversation and stuff. It was a lot of like contradictions in this video coming from her. So yeah, we're gonna watch this, man. And before I jump into the video, man, shout out to Trev, man. He's one of them dudes that I think he'd be on Lapeef a lot, but he knows how to have an effective conversation, shows everybody respect. So he's one of them type of dudes where like if somebody's kind of getting triggered because of how they communicate, it tells you something about him. It's like back in the day, like if you know somebody that's like super calm and they have that calm demeanor, and then somebody's like talking like, hey man, so and so cuss these people out. They're like, damn, him, they must have did something fucked up because how they carry themselves. So yeah, that's why first thing that caught to mind when I seen the headline on this video. But let me go ahead and pull this up, man, and we're gonna break it down.
Fat, I am your host, Smooth, and today we have count of three, very special guests with us. And as you know, on the Chew the Fat with Smooth show, we allow our guests to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Asia. I'm from Northwest Philly. I'm a veteran. And I'm here today to just talk about relationships and whatever it is that you guys want to discuss.
Fair enough. You guys know me. Call me Shay, YouTuber, podcaster extraordinaire, ladies man, if I would say.
Yeah, I saw that eye roll. So yeah, she got like two strikes against her already. The North Philly. It's definitely rough terrain, so she definitely have a ghetto side to her, and the fact that she was already rolling her eyes, it's like, my man, just trying to break the ice, introduce some humor in there and stuff. So yeah, I caught that.
You're both found that funny?
I'm sorry.
Clearly a comedian too, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm from Jersey, baby.
Jersey in the
Sexy
South.
County. Middlesex County, Sexy County, Central Jersey.
I'm Tina. I'm from West Philly. That's all I got for y'all.
Nice. Okay. Let's get everybody's ages on the table.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How you gonna do that?
Ooh.
Well, you are up here. I mean, we all sit up here. I guess that is important.
Yeah, it is.
I'm in my 30s.
Okay.
That means late 30s.
Yeah.
I am too, though. I'm 37. You know what I'm saying?
I'm 34.
Nice.
Yeah. Grown folks.
We are grown.
Right. Okay. All right. I like to start the question with, are you single?
Oh shit.
Yes, I'm single.
Why?
I'm an intelligent person.
Oh.
Another red flag. Whenever somebody give a response like that and you just ask them a question like, why are you single? And it's just like, because I'm too intelligent, kind of like they're trying to separate themselves from the pack. They're putting themselves on a top tier and everybody else underneath. It's just like, man, we know there's other smart people out here. So typically it's like, you're not attracted to them people, which undercuts the fact that you're intelligent. You're probably seeking out like attractive guys, the bad boys and stuff. And then she tries to like a lot of times people try to conform them to what they want, try to like switch them up. So yeah, she's already kind of revealing, how she kind of chooses. But keep this all in mind right here, because it's like she says she's in her 30s and she's intelligent. So I need y'all to remember this.
Oh my, you definitely have to explain that one. How does that relate?
I'm single. You want to know why I'm single?
Yeah, why you're single?
I think it's hard to find a partner when I have such a concrete perception of how I want to live my life. And it's hard to find a person to collaborate with me to help that manifest.
Right. So you kind of want a man to fit into your program, in a nutshell.
That's why it's really hard.
Oh, maybe.
I'm glad Trev said that, because yeah, she wants somebody to like pretty much fit in her program and kind of like change their shit to like let her lead. Pretty much, she wanted to be the leader. So yeah, that's why she's having the issues. But she was like, try to, that people use a lot of like word fluff. So it's like, man, I have such a concrete perception and this and this. And it's just like, man, just say you can't find people to align with you with that want to do what you want to do. You want to lead this joint.
Maybe.
Yeah, man, no,
We're
we don't
gonna
want to
get back. We're
film.
gonna get back to that.
Yeah, we don't want to fit women's lives.
Maybe.
But
And your status.
I mean, I got to see something better though. Like maybe I could switch the program, but I have to see something better. And the majority of the time, the average man doesn't show me better than what I can do for myself.
It's also kind of iffy when people talk like that because, man, you're supposed to be in proximity of people like that have the same similar mindset. So that's why I'm saying it's just like, man, she must not be in them circles with people that got their stuff together that she could be kind of like aligning with. Because like if you think about it, like a lot of times people that work in corporate places within cities, they typically live around those jobs and stuff. So a lot of the people they end up dating is people that's in them like that whole corporate environment. So it's like them people typically would have the same mindset, how you want to live and all that stuff. So yeah, I like to see what she says down the line, like how she's kind of choosing the men and stuff. Cause yeah, the whole intelligence thing. Cause a lot of times like for every high earning women, there's like 10 high earning guys. Cause that's what the numbers just show us. So the fact that if you're like, I can't find a guy that kind of has his stuff together, it's just like, man, you're typically probably not looking for that. And then also it's just the numbers kind of refute that.
Oh, we're gonna walk this back soon. Okay, and why are you single?
Pretty much the same reason.
We're not gonna ask him why he's single.
I know he just
Ladies first.
Oh,
even when you're right, you're wrong.
but pretty much the same reason.
You can't find a man to fit in your program?
Not all right. So all right, I guess not the same reason. I just feel like a lot of these people are not being honest with themselves.
Mhm.
It's like if you can't be honest with yourself, how are you supposed to be honest with me? And it's like I'm coming across that a lot, and I'm big on integrity. So it's like,
Okay,
Think
so you find some lying ass men out here.
yeah, pretty much.
That was also revealing too where her, cause like when people speak like that, I get it, man. That's what they kind of experiences that they're getting from dating. But it's like, man, a lot of times, man, what we find out is like a lot of people ain't looking for honesty. They're looking for people to kind of like lie to them or tell them what they want to hear. And then typically people just date off of attraction. So what they do is like they'll get with the person that they find attractive, that aligns with a lot of their preferences. And then it's just like, I want to conform that guy. I want to switch him up to like mold him into what I want. And when that guy starts giving pushback, that's where they're like, oh, they're not appearing to have the integrity. But it was like, man, you wasn't looking for that stuff up front. You just, everything was based off your emotions and your desires. And like I said, the preferences that didn't align with like honesty and stuff. Cause we know, man, there's good women, good men out here because we see people aligning with them on a regular basis, man. But when people struggle, it's just like, man, those things are not aligned for what you're actually looking for. So it's just like that person that you were attracted to, it don't work out. Then that's where they kind of get mad and get bitter that person won't change for them. So yeah, that's pretty much what she said.
I guess.
Good enough. Good enough. Go ahead, Shake. What you got?
Me, I'm single, but I'm dating.
You dating?
Yeah, I'm dating.
See?
I'm not in any long-term commitments, but
Would you prefer to be in a long-term commitment or?
when the time is right. But I'm enjoying the company I have with some women I'm talking to. So shout out to them.
how many first dates do you go on?
I try not to do more than 3. Yeah.
Wait. I'm confused. How many first dates?
That's dates
do you
before
go-
sex, right? First
He
dates
knows
mean
what I
dates.
mean.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
means dates before sex. I try not to do more than 3 dates before sex. So, but it happens sometimes.
Okay.
You gotta nip those in the butt though.
Shape say he out here fucking.
How many first dates do you go?
I don't date.
You don't date?
Yeah, not right now.
Cobwebs.
Okay.
It's not cobwebs, but I don't. Yeah,
You-
I
you don't-
yeah,
you don't
yeah. I was in a
so-
relationship for a long time.
What's a long time?
9 years.
Mm.
Yeah.
Ooh.
How small was that guy?
Off and on.
How
Off
small
and
was he?
on. Okay, that sounds tumultuous.
Yeah, it was tumultuous.
What happened?
I take a lot of accountability.
We'll see.
It just didn't
Facts, Trev.
work out. He was younger than me too. I will
How
give
much
him grace
younger?
for that. 6 years younger than me.
He was 6 years younger than you?
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. So y'all remember what she said? I was too intelligent. So what intelligent motherfucker gets with somebody that's like 6 years younger, especially when females be like, oh, well, women mature faster than guys. And then also like when she was kind of saying like, oh, they don't have their stuff aligned with me, or, you know, kind of like they don't have their stuff together. So you get with a young guy having these expectations, that's not intelligent. So yeah, yeah, she already done shot herself in the foot with this one.
Man, well, how old was he at the time? At
He
the met?
was like 24 at the time,
He was 24.
and I was late 20s. However, he had better qualities as a younger person than I saw in my peers at the time. And I actually still do
Wait.
see in it. Yeah.
You said he was 24
He was 24 at the time I was in my
when you met, or when
yeah,
you ended?
23. Yeah. He was we were 20. He was 23 when
you
I
met.
met him.
Okay.
And he was in his 30s when we ended.
Okay.
Yeah,
You said you had a 6-year difference?
yeah, we had a 6-year difference.
Damn, you was
So
robbing a cradle. It's like
Maybe, yeah.
Sugar
So I
vibes.
did get him. So that explains the
So she was 29 and around that. But even just going back, it was just like most people in their early 20s are just figuring out life. So it's like, man, you already done went past that age. So it's like if you were truly intelligent, you would have known that and been like, yeah, I've been through them years. You still trying to find yourself. So me personally, I will avoid it. But when she tried to say, well, he was way more intelligent than my peers, that's also revealing. Because it's just like I said, it's like, who are you coming across? Who's in your circles? Because like I said, if you're like claiming you had your shit together, you should have been like aligning with people in those like industries that's like made it past that phase where they're trying to figure it out. So that's what I'm saying, man. She's kind of telling on herself when she's saying it like this. So it's like, man, oh, these guys didn't have their stuff together. But just like, man, you went and got a guy that was like 6 years younger than you that's going through that transition in life, getting his stuff together. And also like with career wise, like we know most people that's like 23 just ain't got it like that. So it's just like, man, you set yourself up for failure. So this is what I'm saying. She probably got with him solely based on attraction. Then it's just like, okay, man, I'm what they call it when people date somebody off of growth. They in their mind they have these expectations that this person's gonna grow, and you know it's just a bad thing to base everything off of because it's just like then they get mad when that person don't meet their expectations. But it was like, man, it was a bad expectation to even start with. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she's already fucked that up.
time because I was giving him some like time to like do his thing or whatever. And it was a good type of relationship for me because it was like it was kind of arm's length too.
And how long did the relationship last, you say?
Off and on for about 9 years.
9 years. Okay. And when did you end it?
Recently.
Like less than a year ago?
You get less than a year
Okay.
ago.
She just gave out her age. I got all the information for you. Those who are good at math, there you go. You're
Yeah.
welcome.
So
And then also think about it, man. Nine years. So she did this with 9 years, a younger person that's just going and figuring out life. And you wasted all that time. You know what I'm saying? With somebody that you're claiming you're intelligent. That's why this shit is crazy. You can't make this up.
yeah.
But all right, so I get that part of it. So you said you take accountability, and
Yeah.
you're saying it was the age gap.
I
For the
think it
most
was
part.
the age gap. Yeah.
You wanted a lot more.
Yeah. By the
That
time
is
he got to
competitive.
a point that I felt like he should have been at, he wasn't there. Like he didn't meet that mark.
Okay.
And I realized it wasn't about his age. This is just the type of person he is.
Right. That happens. Yeah. Some people
Yeah.
are just not ambitious. And
Yeah, and it took me a really long time to figure that out.
Were you
and I
trying to
wasted
build
a
it
lot
there?
of time. I wasn't. No, I wasn't trying to build because he was already at a point. He was already at a point.
What does that mean?
He fit where he was accomplished to be a young person, but then he hit a cap and just didn't do anything after that. Does that make sense?
It does. It does make sense what you're saying, but it doesn't make sense to do that. And
Right. I'm not excusing it. It doesn't make sense to do.
And that's a fact what Trev is saying. And that's where like it gets a lot of women when you hear them, because the word I was looking for earlier was potential. So they like get with people out of potential, and then they feel like you should always be trying to grow, which to a certain extent, I tell guys like, hey man, you need to try to grow, but it's just like they want it on their terms. Like they think you should be an executive damn near in like year 4 and shit, where it's just like, if you have all those standards and like expectations, go seek out the person at that level. But see, what a lot of them don't want to admit to themselves is like those people are not checking for them. So what they'll do is like go to the younger guy and be like, oh, you need to do all these things. Then it don't work out. So like she spent 9 years waiting for this potential to happen, which is stupid to have that expectation on somebody. And then they get mad, you know, when it don't work out, when it's like, you never should have done that in the first place. And that's what Trev is like, yeah, that's pretty dumb. Like, but you started off saying you was intelligent. So this ain't lining up with it like an intelligent person that's been doing this off and on for 9 years. Why couldn't you just go like year 4? That's a good period to make an assessment. Whereas it's like, man, you should have got with somebody that, you know, had they shit together. But that's revealing also, because it's like, probably don't have the greatest options. But, you know, she ain't going to admit that. But that's what truly accountability would be, would showcase.
Do that, but it was the
yeah, and
situation.
maybe you didn't know, and that's fine, right? We learn sometimes our parents don't prepare us for what relationships are supposed to be like, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Mine didn't, right? I ran into a buzzsaw. I had a lot of bad things happen to me before I found my way. So I could understand that I've made several mistakes. And the one thing that I've learned, the most valuable thing that I've learned, if you can't bring happiness to someone else, happiness comes from within.
Absolutely.
And you can't motivate someone. Motivation comes from within.
I learned that a very hard way.
And I think that's a mistake that a lot of young ladies make. I'm glad you were at least transparent enough to say that you were the complete cause of that, because men do cap out. One thing I always refer to is a bell curve. And most men are always going to be average. It's always been that way since the beginning of time. It's always going to be that way. There is no deviation. There's always been the bell curves. There are some people who will excel, and there are very few people who will be like that. Then there's going to be a decent amount of people who suck at life, and then most of us are going to be the average, right? So if we were talking about incomes or something, what would be acceptable for you?
Before he jumps into the incomes, I like what he was saying. And that's fact, man. Most people are going to be in that average range. And then I think the issue with a lot of people is like, man, they don't want to see themselves as average. And then even if they might be on the spectrum of outside of average, because I think she thinks she's outside of that, it's like, man, you can't go pull somebody from average and then have unrealistic expectations of them. Why aren't you getting a person that is already in that range that you want that person to be at? And then that's the, like I was kind of mentioning earlier, it's just like, that's the issue people are having, and they don't want to admit that those people probably ain't rocking with you. So, and at that point, it's just like, man, if you can't get those people, then you got to readjust your expectations and your preferences, and you have to reevaluate yourself. And because a lot of people think like, well, I'm settling if I get with somebody. It's like, nah, you're not settling. You got to shoot your shot at the people that you think you should align with. And if you ain't getting like any reciprocation out of that, then yeah, you know, you just landed in the proper lane that you should be in. So yeah, it's rough for people, man. That average thing, that it eats people up inside. But like I said on one podcast, I was like, man, I think when you get your driver's license at the DMV, they should have people like rate you. They should have a panel of people, man, that do like beauty shows, and they should just give everybody a rating and be like, hey, man, you're a 5, you're a 6, you're a 7, whatever number, and they assign it to you. That way, it's just like, man, you get that like reality check when you get your license and shit. So that way everybody's not confused and stuff. So yeah, they take like your body fat, your if you work out, facial structure, you know what I'm saying, and they just give you a rating. So that way, there's no longer any confusion, and the motherfuckers be like, "Yep, you're average." So that way, it's just like everybody get that gut check right then and there, and then they know where they kind of line in life.
I mean, I'm not gonna say like
You have a number because you very calculated. You have a plan. At this point, you have it. You could say
I
it's
just
okay.
want somebody
You
to
won't
be able to.
Yeah, but you know what that lifestyle brings. Just bring the number out. Don't do it. Just go ahead.
I mean, like, all right. So I prefer black men,
Got it. And the average is what?
and I understand that black men
low
don't
to
earn
mid-40s.
the
Yeah,
way
low to
that
mid-40s is the
everybody.
average.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I would, my last partner was a black man, and he was like upper 90s because of the science and stuff like that. But like,
Wait.
So why is that stuck though?
Wait.
Yeah, there's a lot of
that math ain't math.
holes in here.
He was in the 90s, like 90,000.
he might have.
Around
Was it 90?
somewhere around there. Somewhere
Maybe.
around
You
around
know
that.
how much
you made too? It
He knows the field.
was in the group
Right.
chat. Huh?
Okay, so he's making about 90 racks, but
His
you felt
paycheck
like
was in the group
he
chat.
Or
wasn't where he was
maybe,
supposed
or
to be
maybe
in
not
life?
90. I said that's where you asked me, not his, not his paycheck. You asked me where I would do in general
Oh, that's
with
what you
black
want.
men.
Okay,
Yeah.
good enough. Okay, that's not where he was.
His wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't at 90K.
Okay.
He had a great trajectory though, but like I feel like with my thing, like I understand this economy,
Right.
and
So you're asking for a man that's making pretty much double the average salary.
yeah,
Okay, good enough. Are there any superficial things that you like?
superficial things that no, I mean,
So you would date a guy that's
I'm
5'5"?
really. If he's 5'5" and he's a gangster, yeah, I would date
Oh,
him.
What does that mean?
Gangster.
He's a
Yeah.
gangster? What is
Like
a
he
gangster.
he is who he says he is. He is a proud person. He has integrity. He is loyal. People respect him. I would date somebody who's 5'5".
So yeah, she let that slip. So that's where, yeah, that's the issue. And shout out to Fatty, man. He be saying this all the time. He's like, man, they want Tupac in a suit, or like Ghost from Power. They want the guy to have that edge and that gangster background, but also like be in a corporate setting. And it's like, man, that shit just don't happen like that. Like, so it's like, man, she had the expectations of him to like earn more money, but she also want the characteristics of like she said, gangster. So it's like, man, the constant contradictions that she's just revealing in this little segment that we've seen so far, man. And that's the issue with people. That's why I was like, sometimes, man, you got to sit down with yourself and you got to see if things are just like don't align with each other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that'd be like me going out there and be like, man, I want a girl that's like a stripper, but she has all these like other like wholesome features and shit like that. It's like, man, that kind of contradicts. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. Like you get with the younger guy, place all these expectations. He's in science, so he might be capped out, but he's still in a good career field. But you want him to also exhibit some gangster traits. That's crazy. Yeah, she lost. So that's what, like I said earlier, it's like she might be in some like good settings, but the guys that probably make that money, like I said, she's not attracted to like they don't have that swag and shit that she probably likes and stuff. So that's where she's not even looking at those type of guys, but they're there. She's just don't want to fuck with them. So yeah, she's definitely got some issues.
Okay. Does he have to look a certain way?
Word is spot.
Any personality traits? What do you expect?
I would prefer somebody who is progressively black.
Okay.
In regard to understanding everything that's going on with our political climate, who he is, his positionality as a Black American man in this world. Like I would like somebody to really understand and hone in on that and live through that, because I feel like as a Black woman, I lived through that. And I think that would be a good match for me.
Okay. So, I mean, outside of the money, which is I find to be wildly unreasonable. No, really.
But
Wildly
some
unreasonable.
like Black men are earning,
There are some men that are making that, right? But that's exceptional. That's exceptional.
There's Black men that are earning.
You're right.
Yeah.
What percentage of black men are earning?
That's probably, I would say that's definitely top. 20%, lower than
Less
that.
than
At least
that.
like top 15
Yeah.
at least top 15%, right?
Yeah.
That's exceptional. So,
People are engineers.
no, we
My
get it. We
cousins are
get it. We get it. We
engineers.
get it. We
Like,
get it.
like
Right. I
yeah.
understand all that.
My daughter's in school right now, in pre-med for medical, so she's gonna go into that. It's not
No, that's
it's
cool.
not like
I get it.
unfathomable to
no,
me.
they-
It's not unfathomable, but
Yeah.
you have to be extremely intentional about it. And right now,
You're right.
You're not even willing to date, right? And the clock is ticking. And then
What clock is ticking?
She about to get worked up. But even the numbers they're talking about, man, I think only like 20%, I think of the population or something like that earns over like 100,000. And this is like, all races and stuff. And then you got both genders mixed in with that small percentage off the rip. So when you start dissecting all this stuff out, man, there's people that like the same genders and shit like that. Man, it's not a ton of people. So it's like, even then, when you narrow it down, like she only wants like a black guy, then it's like even smaller. And this small percentages, this is scattered all across all 50 states. So that's what I'm saying, man. When people, is I'm not trying to hone in on the intelligence thing, but it's just like, man, if you're just delusional, man, you're kind of exhibiting traits of not being that intelligent, because you got to eventually understand, especially when you get up there in age. It's like, man, how rare is what I'm looking for? And if this is like a sticking point for me, then I have to expand that out, and I got to put myself in the right rooms, and I got to switch what I'm looking for. So that's what I'm saying. It's like people create their own purgatory by all the shit that they want that contradicts each other. And then they start getting bitter at everybody else because their shit's unrealistic, instead of them like self-reflecting and be like, damn, you know what, man? I'm struggling a little bit trying to find maybe I need to readjust some things. Let me talk to somebody that got their stuff together and have them comb through some of the stuff, humble themselves a little bit. But it's just like she got a lot of ego and pride, man. And the clock is ticking. So that's where Trev's at right now. Like, man, you up there in age, and she's getting upset, but it's the truth. It's like, man, you in your 30s. Like, you just got off the dating market with this younger guy that didn't work out. So it's like, man, you don't got a ton of time out here.
Clock? Like, what clock is it?
Men's clock, the clock that men set.
biological clock,
Yeah.
meaning
The
like,
clock-
What biological clock? I have my child that I love, and I never
Oh,
want to.
so she got a child too.
What's the clock? That's
So you
ticking?
wanna-
oh wait, so then you're not even trying to offer children? You could go ahead and get him.
So let me jump in this. So
Hey, wait. You said try to offer children. Do you understand? I know we're not getting into politics. I understand that we're not getting into politics.
No, I said children. I
But
said
do you
politics.
understand? But this is in regard to children. Do you understand what's happening in our country? Smart people would not be having children right now. No way.
smart people would not be
What?
having children.
Are we for real?
Yes.
I think she thinks smart people are monolith. I
Wow.
think they
So
think
you
smart
want
people all
the,
agree.
so as much as you're into black people, you want the race to
Understand-
die off?
Our race will never die off.
They would never die off.
Yeah.
So you so
Our
then you
race
just
will
want
never
so then you
black
just
men-
want stupid people to have children. So then we're just a bunch of stupid
No.
generation for
So no one should have children?
No.
So
Yes.
who should have children?
I think that
But
we
who's
should.
in position to
So-
do so?
so-
Help
I think that people
So
who should
smart
have
peop-
children, who have the resources and the energy, the emotional regulation to have children. This country does
Mental
not
health.
foster people who are financially stable, emotionally stable, and who have the
Mentally.
resources and the time, the compassion to foster healthy children. That's
Yeah.
why everybody is depressed. Everybody's doing, you know what I mean? Like, kids are all out of control. Everybody's everybody's on welfare. It's a bunch of kids in the foster system. Why would you bring more in there
Okay.
for some man's ego?
Got it. So
And that's a fair position. Because, yeah, like, man, it's costly. Costs is all rising, inflation and all that. So it does take a lot to raise some kids and stuff like that. So, nah, she's got a solid point right there. But the issue with her is, like, I understand that you don't want no more kids. Hell, I got one. And if I was dating, I ain't trying to have no more either. But it's like, man, even then, you got to, what I was talking about when you're looking at the percentages on everything, it's like, okay, man, I got a lot of preferences. So if I'm coming out there and I'm not, like he said, I don't want to have no more kids and stuff. And man, you got to be more realistic with your things and see how that impacts the other side. Cause like, say if a lot of females are looking for kids, I'm narrowing that dating pool even more. So it's like with her, she just, it's like she don't think it's narrowing at all. So that's why she was a little pushing back a little bit. But no, she did have a solid point.
You got to be human.
So
Sometimes I feel
with
like black
that,
men
right?
aren't being human.
So I realized you were robbing the cradle before, but at this point in your life, I would imagine you would go older, like a lot older, particularly that you don't want
No,
children.
not a lot older. No.
Okay, well, what ages are you seeking?
I liked my younger person. I like the
Yeah, but you can't do that anymore.
Yes, I
Why
can. I could date
not?
another early 30s man. Yes, I can.
Eh,
Is actually right. I can tell. I can show you how much I
maybe.
can date 3.
I mean,
Yeah.
listen,
See, and that's the issue. Cause like she still wants to date these younger guys, but she's upset by their growth potential. You see what I'm saying? So like that's why I said she's trapping herself in her own purgatory. So what Trev's trying to say to her pretty much is like, they're gonna want kids, but you're not gonna have any more kids, which is understandable. But it's like, man, you're gonna have a conflict. So say like she get with the next person, a young guy, they're gonna like try to convince each other to change. Because this is what a lot of people do. They get with people off of attraction. They know that she's gonna vocalize like, I don't want no more kids. That guy's gonna be like, well, I want some. They're gonna start smashing and they're gonna hope the other person changes. So this goes on for like 3 to 5 years. So now she's damn near in her 40s when they both realize that the other person ain't gonna budge off their stance. So now you lost another 5 years. And then just on top of that, you gotta explain your relations. Cause you know, when you're sitting down, you're talking to somebody, you go on a date, and especially you get with somebody that actually got their shit together, they know how to decipher things when they're talking about your past relationships. So if I was a guy and she was telling me, yeah, I got with this young guy that went on for 9 years and he didn't have his shit together, I'm like, no shit, dummy. Then she told me about the second relationship that didn't work out because she want to keep messing with younger dudes and not get with somebody like closer to her age or a little higher, like he's saying. Because you know, I'll be like, what? Bring me my check so I can get up out of here, man. That's what people don't realize, man. And that's why I said it's just straight delusional. But like she was saying, oh, I could get with some younger guys. Of course, they want to come knock it down and shit. When they start realizing like your preferences and the boundaries and stuff that you're not gonna do certain things, man, they're gonna hit and dash. So she's putting herself in that category, man, as like booty call pretty much, because you know they're not gonna take it too serious if they can't have no growth with you. They can't produce a family with you and shit like that. So yeah, she's definitely putting herself in a bad situation.
so just because you have access to men doesn't necessarily mean that they would want to be with you forever, right? So I think that's
Why,
What's
do,
that
why
supposed
would
to
you
be?
think that I want to be with men forever? I think it's
What?
hard for men. Like now I'm sitting here. It's not that you're being delusional. It's really hard for you to conceptualize that there's some women who do not put you at the forefront, who think that men are baggage, who think that men are like stunters of manifestation. Like I
Right.
can't achieve the things I don't want with this male energy around. It's stale. And I feel like that's something that y'all really try to like, not y'all, I'm sorry. Sometimes some men really try to convince themselves that women don't put men at the forefront.
So I realize that there are some
That was all bullshit right there. See, and I think people, man, instead of just having some time to reflect and humbling themselves, it's that pride and ego that come out. So this is how we know you want somebody, because you held on to a YN for fucking 9 years. You know what I'm saying? A dude that was 23. So if you truly wanted to prioritize yourself and all that, you would be celibate. You would be like, man, I have no need for no relationship. I'm just gonna focus on my career. I'm good. Hell, I'll go to Bible study and shit. Give me a rose. But the fact that you held on to that YN, even though he wasn't showing you that trajectory, and then you finally had to break it up now, undercuts the fact that what you're saying and shit. But it's like, man, she felt like she had to talk tough because, you know, he's giving her like some good pushback. You know, he ain't being rude or nothing, but he's just pointing out the like delusion in her way of thinking. And she thinks I got to combat it by saying this stuff. And it's just like, man, you already just told us like your 9-year relationship. So now she wants to take the strength side, like, oh, you know, I'm just, who says I want to be with these guys that, you know, I'm talking to and all that. Well, the way you kind of led when you first started the whole thing, like, man, you're just intelligent and all this, and you're looking for somebody to kind of align how you want to align. So if you didn't want that, you should have stated that from the beginning. You can be like, hey man, I kind of been in a relationship. That's not for me. But you wanted to sound good and wholesome up front. But now that he struck that nerve, now you want to kind of like flex and shit. So that's why I said a lot of contradictions with her. And she's already kind of, you could tell she's getting worked up. So yeah. But like I said, they're just having a good conversation and pointing out the flaws in her thinking. So I could tell like she don't get challenged a lot. And it's probably because like anytime you say something like people like this, they get upset. So people just tend to leave them alone. Like, she's going to fly off the hinges and shit. So yeah, it kind of shows some unruly behavior.
Life
like
is
that.
so exciting. Like life is exciting when you have resources, and this is for men and women. When you have resources, like it doesn't matter. You're not sitting looking for a love, like a life partner. When you're healthy and you have resources and you have opportunities to learn and grow and evolve. Like men will never be at the forefront when a woman has all that access.
And she's also, if you think about it, man, a shitty parent. Because if you got a kid and stuff and they're younger and they're seeing you operate like this with some young motherfuckers and unstable relationships, you're setting the wrong image for that child. Because even as a guy, and I got a lot of resources and stuff, if I was single, I'm not going to be bringing a lot. I'm going to be focused on getting my son to that level. So I'm going to put my desires and shit to the back burner. So it just shows like her self-centered mindset where it's just like, oh, I'm going to be kicking it, doing what I want to, and this and this. And it's like, man, you got a child too. So yeah, that's kind of, like I said, it's revealing a lot of her mindset. Cause yeah, she's trying to explain it away like shit. It's all about me. Self-centered and stuff.
All right. So I understand what you're saying, right? But that's not the majority of women, right? I realize that there are some like that. I've interviewed hundreds of
I
women
think
by now.
that
And I've
women are
spoken to many
confident.
women like that.
It's picking up. The
But
wheels is turning in a lot of girls. A lot of young women too. Like you see this new movement. I think young women are even more hostile to me. Like, you know what I mean? They not playing no games. They run a tight game, strict rules. It's not just something that's like. Yeah, I understand that it might seem coveted right now, but I think it is a mentality that is growing immensely amongst women all across the board to decenter men and understand that they.
She said decenter.
Ugh.
And like I said, still is full of shit and it's that ego. Because we all know you put the right prototype of a guy, they going. So like I said, when they can't get that guy, that image they built up in their head with the delusion, it's kind of like, man, they turn into little kids and start pouting. Like, oh man, I'm just gonna be out here doing my thing and stuff like that. So it's just like, man, that's how a good portion of people handle stuff. It's like, if I can't get what I want based off of my delusion, I'm just gonna kind of sit around and pout and say stuff like this. But we all know, like, you put that prototype of that guy in front of them, they going. But it's just like, like I said, people ain't gonna admit that I can't attract what I want. So it always turns into either like, there ain't a good men out here, you know, I'm too smart, they can't handle me, or, oh, we just want to be out here doing our thing. Which, like he said, there's a possibility of some females that can operate like that, but it's not the vast majority. Because if that was the case, man, you would have an issue just like I said, pumping the brakes, raising your kid. You ain't celibate. So it's just like none of this stuff leads to a favorable outcome for you. In all actuality, like I always say, I'm like, man, this is actually good for the dudes that hit that high range because they just running through shit. So that's what, like, her mindset is y'all flooding the market, man. Y'all making it easy out here for dudes that got their shit together. They just running through everything for the minimum.
Or not.
This is hysterical, man.
Yeah,
I want you to keep going.
I'll just have one more thing to say. Do you not
keep
think
digging?
Do you
Yeah.
not think that this is going to be a detriment to
No. Men have to evolve.
Forget the nuclear
No.
family. Then you have
Men
to
have
forget
to evolve.
community,
How are you going to do
society
it?
as a
No,
whole.
I don't. Men have to evolve. How are you going to do it? If you guys have to die off because you don't procreate and no one reproduces with you, and then that.
Well, no,
That's
that's not a
happening.
thing anymore, right?
Men have to die off.
China already has robots that can hold a baby for up to 10 months term. So we don't necessarily, and you don't really need the DNA of a female. So it's just one of them things. Like at this point right now, we don't necessarily need it to procreate. That's not a thing anymore. And within the next couple years with AI and robotics,
Yeah.
we got some badass engineers in the mix. So it's going to happen. That's not even going to be a thing, right? There are already people who are having test tube baby, right? This whole what we're doing right now, surrogates and IVF and all that, that's like just the prelude to what's really to come, right? We are now coming to an understanding that we don't necessarily need the opposite sex to procreate. Right. So that's not the problem. But I just think that the way the country was built and what we stood on was the nuclear family. And maybe that dynamic could change. But what I'm telling people that is going to be ugly because women don't appreciate what it is that men do.
Let me stop right there. So when she's trying to be like, man, men have to adapt, they already kind of are. And that's like, I know they building the robots and stuff. You got the passport bros movement. I was looking at some clips. There's guys going over to like third world countries to get a surrogate. And then, man, also the one of the biggest issues, man, and I see a lot of females, they're like, man, guys don't approach no more. You know, men are not showing up at like singles events. So it's just like, man, a lot of adapting is already kind of happened. And there's a lot of females, maybe not her, because like I said, she's in that prideful ego moment. But a lot of females are like, man, these guys ain't approaching no more. Man, where y'all at? You know, so it's already starting to have those impacts and stuff. And then I see a lot of females like, oh, you know, the passport bros, they're doing this. They're mad at that movement, was showing that they are kind of having some issues with what's going on, how guys are just like, all right, man, shit, we'll go over here, you know, so because they be trying to go in on them dudes all the time and stuff. They don't be saying kind words about what they're doing and stuff. So yeah, no, I think there's a lot of shit going on. So for her to kind of state it like that, it's just like, it is going to have some impact, you know, on both sides. You know, I'm not just saying on that one side, I'm just saying like what people are kind of articulating right now, what's kind of going on. So yeah, it's definitely going to have an impact. And to go back, you have a kid, man. It's going to have it, because I know Trev didn't touch on you know, nuclear family. It's like she has her own family, and it's not saying she's not taking care of the kid and stuff, because it sounds like she makes a lot of money and she would put them resources into her kid. But it's just like, you know, kids see a lot, and I don't think a lot of adults sometimes take that in consideration. Like they always say, man, you should lead by example. So it's like, if your kid sees you operating out of order and all that, you know, you're not going to want your daughter or son, whatever, to go out here and do the same things. A lot of parents won't, but it's just like, man, you're doing them activities. They see it a lot of times, you know, that type of stuff creeps into your generations and stuff, your legacy. So yeah, it's definitely going to have some impacts.
So you guys, you spit out a lot of facts, and you're saying a lot of things about the connection between men and women. Do you realize that men benefit more in a marriage than women does, health-wise and everything? Like, men benefit more
health-wise.
Yeah.
Are you going by that?
Women, no, that is a fact.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
I've already debunked that. You can get your phone, but it's if you really look at it, if you really dig into it.
Podcasts unless they have them
I'm
fact
telling you,
checkers right here.
I've already checked this fact. I've done it live on podcasts where I brought the
not
stats up.
from podcasts. No, I'm talking about I go to school. I do periodic reviews. I look at scholarly journals. I don't just look at other podcasts to see what other people are talking about. Women don't benefit in marriages. Men benefit more. They live longer. Men live longer in relationships.
Who benefits from divorce?
Women die fast.
She do all this scientific shit and can't keep a Y in. Talk about she do periodic reviews, but you wasn't smart enough to like dodge that bullet for 9 years and shit, off and on relationship. See, that's what you ain't doing no damn periodic reviews. Shut up.
When they're with men,
it's mutually that's not a fact.
That is a
lie.
fact.
That's a fake.
1 second, because
I'm telling you. Go ahead.
That's why I don't like going on a podcast that don't have fact checkers here, because that's what niggas do. They talk to each other and they don't listen to other people.
Fact. I heard them.
You already debunked it. So who told you there was a fake study?
It's not a fake
Tell you,
study.
I'm already looking to it.
There's
I'm-
propaganda
Yeah.
studies.
I'm
It's not propaganda. That's
But-
what you say
but-
to save your ego.
So
I'm not-
we
You
gotta
don't think that we
understand
know
that
what
there
this
is
is?
science.
That's
There may
right.
have been a study
over.
after that, but that wasn't a fake study.
So this is the gender warfare we got over here. And she says she's a vet, right?
I am. I'm a
so
motherfucking problem. I promise
Yeah,
you. I'm ungovernable. It's over.
There we go.
And
That's the
exactly
issue.
what
Told
that's
y'all.
exactly what a man of value wants. She's exactly what a man of value wants, an ungovernable woman.
Fucking ungovernable.
Yeah, she's, oh my God.
Get her
Like
shape.
everyone's, this going to be a line around the corner of men waiting for that.
And just real quick on that study, because I do hear that a lot too, and it is kind of stupid. Because you would literally have to follow somebody for their full life to to see if their like health habits change because they was married or not. So I think what they do is just capture like, okay, if somebody's married, they end up living, extra years. But like I said, you have to like go all the way into the nuances to see like, is there really a transition in the health? And you can't. Nobody's gonna follow nobody for a long period of time and stuff like that. Now, I do think there's some like benefits, like they say women would like set up appointments and stuff like that. But for her to be like, it's more beneficial, like, because you could make the case for the flip side on the money, like the transition of wealth and all that type of stuff. So to be like, oh, nobody, like women just don't benefit, that's false. You know what I'm saying? But she tried to push that study heavily, and it's just like, man, when you read these studies, like, it's just, a lot of it is assumptions people make just based on like, okay, man, people are living longer, period, because of science. Did the people have like good diets? Did they exercise? You got to dig into all that stuff. Because, that person might have just had a healthy lifestyle. They got married. Yeah. You could kind of attribute it to that. But it's just, like I said, if they were like working out, eating healthy and all that, the study, I don't know if it goes all the way down to those details. I would have to look at it myself. But I'm just saying off the top, sometimes you just got to apply common sense to some of this stuff. It's like, man, did they like go into their lifestyle? Did you ask them like if they transitioned, did they eat bad before they got married? Their wife like put them all this, like, that would be the type of stuff you have to like kind of separate out in those studies. And I don't think they do. They just look at the overarching number and be like, oh, okay, well, this guy's married. This guy wasn't, he died earlier. And then, they apply some assumptions to that.
I want to say this, though. You
How
said,
much money do you earn?
So
I earn a lot. I'm a YouTuber. I earn a lot of money.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I've been with lawyers. I've been with doctors.
Okay.
I've been with white men.
You build,
Yes,
oh
I
my
did.
God, she reached the
Yeah.
top of the mountain. She
Yeah.
built white men.
It's a divestiture.
Oh my
I
God.
divested.
She got some diversity, but the issue, none of the motherfuckers stayed around. So, because I like when they be like, well, I've been with this. I'm like, damn, everybody can't stand you. Don't nobody want to fuck with you for a long-term basis. So yeah, she kind of, that's why I said, man, sometimes people got to sit with their thoughts. Because it's like when you start spitting this stuff out, you reveal a lot. So it's like, damn, you don't have the white dude, the lawyer, and lawyers in them. They argumentative. So they was like, fuck this. I can't tolerate this shit. The white dude was like, oh, hell no.
Young. I'm
And you just talked about how we're on the dumb of white supremacy.
Yep. And I'll
So
tell
what, you want to
why,
control
how I
the thumb?
That
You want-
what you call
you
it.
want to control the
There
thumb?
wasn't. You want me to get into
No,
it?
she's
Why would I-
pointing too.
There was a point in time in my life where I felt like black men were failing so badly. I was very young, so I was 19, by the way, too. So I was a kid. But that I thought that black men were failing so immensely that I did, for a moment, see how white men marry easy. White men help their families easy. White men their wives benefit from their partnership easy. I did see that, and I was caught up in that idea in regard to how white men might all like they do it better than niggas don't figure it out early enough, and they waste time, blah blah blah. So I went with the white man, but I realized.
So she said, niggas waste time, and she just wasted 9 years on a younger dude. Yeah, this shit is just so hilarious. So it's like, man, you was angry at something at 19, got older and did the same shit you was angry at. And you're intelligent. But shout out to that white dude, man. He dodged the bullet. He was like, man, fuck. Fuck this. So she's painting a picture that, hey, they're way more marriageable. And he even bounced. He was like, nah, I'm good. I can't do this.
because I take accountability and everything. Like all of these, this was a systematic way of thought, and I shouldn't have thought. I should have understood why black men are the way they are, and that all the systematic, the domino effects to put them in their situations like that. And the only reason why white men are the saviors for the moment is because society allows them to be. So once I deconstructed that, I went back to black men, and I'm here to stay.
I want to make a point because I don't even want to touch that. I think the internet's going to touch that for us. But
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, before he jumps in, man, if you look at the trajectory of like all men, most people don't, especially men, don't come into like they earning potential to their 40s and stuff. So even then, she's still not understanding all the dynamics and stuff.
you said that.
If this goes out,
You said that.
you might have to cut this part.
Yeah, you got to cut her part. Yeah. What she said was some bullshit. But you
What I
said.
said was some
Let
bullshit.
me explain because you held the mic.
You're very sensitive.
You held the mic.
You're extremely
I've been taking my turn.
sensitive.
I've been taking my turn.
That was
I've-
kind of
Yeah, she's extremely sensitive. And I grew up around
You-
boys.
you-
Like I know
you-
sensitive boys.
Yeah.
I have all
so
boy
sensitive.
cousins.
See, when he's giving the pushback, is he's sensitive. Like he just said it was some bullshit, and I thought it was too. So like, she's trying to cut him off because she don't want him to go. She knows he's about to cook her, so that's why she's getting a little worked up.
So sensitive.
I
I'm
know.
gonna cry after this podcast is over.
I can look
Please,
you in
get
the
me
eyes and see
Yes,
who
tears.
really
tears.
got it. And
Oh
who
my God.
don't. No.
I won't be able to sleep at night thinking about, oh my God, if I could only be with a woman like her. Anyway, but the point I want to make, right, is this.
You
She-
think the internet gonna grind me up?
Oh yeah, they're gonna chew me up. They're gonna chew me up. You said that women don't benefit from marriage. You said
No.
men benefit from marriage. Was that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Who benefits from divorce?
Y'all,
We do?
the woman, if the man has money.
Okay.
The average
Well,
nigga does not have
okay.
money.
You-
Nobody's
you
gonna
do
get
realize that
anything from divorce.
7 out of the 10 richest
You-
women are the beneficiary from marriage, right? Whether it was death or divorce.
There are women who become billionaires from divorce.
Y'all average. Why are you talking about billionaire concepts? You're an average nigga. What are you?
I am not an average dude.
You are.
I'm not
No,
an
I was
average
just
nigga.
trying to
I'm not average
illustrate the
nigga.
point
But
that
the
women
point I'm
generally
trying to make,
benefit.
and that's why she thinks I'm
And
sensitive.
when
I'm
you're
not even
talking, if you're
offended by
talking
that.
about
You are
custody, that
sensitive.
alimony is paid by how much percent?
but
It's like 93% men.
Alimony is
Yeah,
for white
90
men. Niggas don't pay alimony.
What?
What?
no, but she's so
We already know the news channel she watches.
Yeah.
We
uh,
know the
Y'all
news
don't pay
channel.
alimony.
But here's
Yes,
the
we
thing.
do.
Y'all don't-
Yes, we do.
Let's
are you paying alimony right now?
Smooth.
What's the percentage of black men marriage
Smooth,
in
hold
this
on.
country?
Smooth, hold
And
on.
then tell me how much y'all pay alimony.
Smooth, hold on.
Tell me what the percentage.
podcast is
black
gonna-
women is.
Smooth. Hold on. This podcast is gonna be.
Because if
It's
I
go-
don't want anything to come out, it ain't going.
Well, because you're embarrassed. Because you're embarrassed about what you're saying.
I'm not.
Well, real quick, the people that pay out alimony, it is a smaller percentage. But see, when people say like when guys like, hey man, you might have to pay alimony. That's just like one component of it. But there's also like other dynamics, and they're just kind of saying it wrong. But like I had a couple of friends, their wives work too. Like I'll say higher earners, but they came after the 401k plan. Then also you have to pay like all the like legal fees and stuff like that. Any debt that the other person, because like one of my friends, his wife before they got divorced racked up some debt, so he had to pay half the debt. So guys are thinking about all this stuff and they just merge it into alimony. So like sometimes when women are like what she's saying, it's like, man, it's a small percentage. Yeah, it is, but still. Guys are talking about the other financial impacts that also tends to happen in that, and they just kind of lump it up into alimony because everybody don't got the time to like separate everything out. So it's other financial impacts that guys are talking about. So when you look at the number, who's paying out majority of the stuff, whether it's alimony, has to take on half of that debt, it's yielded more to like the percentage of guys paying that out more,
I'm not embarrassed by what I'm saying. So you can use whatever I'm saying. You can put it out. Okay.
You're a very insecure person. You
I'm-
probably
I'm-
thought that I was
I'm-
gonna be. You're not used to women like me.
I am not
you're
used
not
to
used
masculine
you're a
women. I'm not.
coward. I'm not a masculine woman. I'm so soft.
You said
Exactly.
you date young men 6 years younger than
Yeah.
them. You want them to be gangsters.
That's not what I'm saying, bro.
If he's 5'5" and wants to be a gangster.
That's not what I
If he's
said.
not a gangster, he better be white because white people, they marry.
That's not what I said.
I've been
He's
paying
so
attention.
insecure. That is all projection.
I'm just projecting.
That's all
I'm just projecting.
projection.
But I want to make this.
Because that was more so a figure of speech.
This is the point I want to make, though. This is the point I want to make. We told her, she said, women bend.
You're not married. You don't have any kids. You're a YouTuber. I'm a veteran. I'm a widow because I was married, right? I have a daughter that I put in one of the best schools in this country, right?
Mhm.
I'm not going to say how much I make money, but I make very good money. I'm a contributor to my community.
And I still don't want
And
you.
all it. I don't want you.
But I don't want a woman
Like,
to-
what the?
And I don't want a woman like you.
And women don't want
I
men
don't-
like
I
you.
don't
But
want a
he's
woman like-
upset because women are becoming more like me, and he's not.
It doesn't
like,
upset me.
It's
It
not
doesn't
the
upset me.
thing.
My dad always told me that a man is not going to argue with a woman.
Absolutely.
We're having a
not.
discussion.
Like,
We're not arguing.
my
Yeah, they getting a little worked up. I mean, it's just a discussion. You know, it's not like they really arguing. He's just trying to address some points. But yeah, she getting upset.
6-year-old, the young boy that was 6-year-old wasn't back and forth like
It's
this.
just like,
I'll tell you
And
that.
she didn't stay with him.
So
She
all
left
right.
him.
So let's get to that part of it. So I do understand that there is
I'll never forget you.
right there.
I know
You're
you
the
won't.
reason why I
I'm
don't
going to
date.
forget you. I'm going to
You're
forget
the
you.
reason why I
Trust
don't
me.
date.
This is going to be a race out of my mind.
Has
Do
men
you
like,
see this? This is the reason why I don't
so are you
date.
saying that men like this?
Masculine men.
I earn more money than him. He's a YouTuber. He's my age. He's almost 40. And he's a YouTuber. Like, come on
She
now.
earns more money. You don't know what I earn.
You're a YouTuber.
Have you seen my channel? And the
Doesn't-
millions of views that I
doesn't
get?
matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Can you fly me to Fiji? I can fly
Fly to
myself to
Fiji.
Fiji
I
tomorrow.
just came back to Africa from Africa.
Boy, bye.
And yes,
She's trying to like stun on him about him being a YouTuber and all that, but it's just like, man, you were just with the 26-year-old that, by your own claims, like was stagnant. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, you can't have it both ways, man. You can't like get at him, but what you entertained in your life and stuff and stayed with that for like 9.5 years. So that's why, like I said, she's kind of all over the place. So she's just like, she's mudslinging at this point. What's going to stick? Let me see what gets on his nerves. But it's just like, you already done told the story. So that's why I said sometimes when people get over emotional, they forget what they kind of led with. And then it's like when the stuff plays back out, people are breaking this stuff down. It's just like, why are you dogging him out when shit, you was getting cheeks clapped by somebody that probably had way less and you had to throw them to the side. So we know you entertain that type of stuff. Then like when Trev was like kind of having a dialogue with you, you pretty much said like, hey man, I'm not trying to really be with people like that. So you can't really slander this guy because of what he does when you're entertaining a lot of stuff that's not favorable. And then the people that you did have, like, they didn't stick around. So it's just like, man, that's where that self-reflection got to come in.
we got Fiji money. What are you talking about? You don't know me. When
I know
have
you.
when
I know
have
you. I've seen you 1,000 times. Like, I know you.
so you've seen my content before.
No.
So then what are you talking about?
You're
What are you talking about?
Alright.
you're
Next
All right,
question.
so
Can you move on?
yeah, so I
But
do
sure,
wanna-
hold on.
No,
hold
move
on
on,
here.
sir.
Because here's the issue, right? Women like
move
her
on.
overtalk men, and it's fine. And we're gonna let the footage reveal that, right? We're gonna let the footage reveal that.
No,
But
you're
we've
not-
sat here
we're gonna talk
quiet.
about this before.
We sat quiet while she went on long rants.
Go ahead.
And
go
I
for it.
tried to interject at time, but I was like,
I'm
no,
not that. I'm
that-
actually a softie.
Okay,
He's
you-
so
can you-
soft.
can you stop
Like,
interrupting?
he's
Okay, just one
foaming
second.
at the
Just-
mouth over a softie.
just one
I'm
second.
not even a hard girl,
Okay.
and he can't take
I
me.
think you're hard. I think you're hard. I think you're very hard. I think you're very hard. But
All right.
I understand you. You know why I understand you?
No, you
Because I
don't, bro.
listen to you. And what I've heard from
You
what you
don't
said is that
understand me.
you like men that are.
You don't understand.
like
me.
men-
We cut from such a different
Okay,
cloth,
just-
nigga. You
just
do
one-
not
Just
understand
be
me.
quiet for 1 second, right? Just let me talk. 1 second. 1 second.
I'm only quiet for people I respect. I
Okay.
respect men.
You don't
I will be quiet for you. If you wanna
So this is what I'll do.
diffuse the
Let's
situation.
give him 1 minute, and then if
Got
you need a
you.
rebuttal, it's on you.
Yes, is that
got
okay?
you. No, I'm answering it as
Man, if you're like I don't care how much you get worked up. I don't care, man and female. You should be able to keep your composure in the setting. Or if you don't want to talk, man, it's just like, hey, let's wrap this up. But to kind of just keep escalate it up and let people finish points, man. I hate that. I don't care either side. Like I see guys that do that. I'm like, yeah, that's not effective communication. And if you're saying like you're professional, man, I think you should operate from a better stance. And it's just like, man, you should be able to keep your composure, at a certain age and stuff. Because it's just like, man, if you truly are an intellect, man, you should just listen up, not let stuff bother you, and then you could chop it down and stuff. And then, like I said, if somebody does say something that's like over the top, then man, like I tell people, man, I don't understand why people keep themselves in. It's like, man, if somebody was saying some wild shit just to try to get a reaction, I'm like, hey, man, y'all got it. Thanks for having me up here. Been here long enough, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Or if I'm on a panel or something, man, I'm gonna hit that X button, man. I got better shit to be doing. So, I think sometimes people feel like they got to get a swipe. Oh, he's soft and all that. It's just like, man, you starting to hit that ghetto territory now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and especially if you're trying to paint this picture, like if you're up to this upper class, it's like, man, then you don't need to crash out like that then. Because, I mean, he's definitely taking like minor swipes, but it's nothing like disrespectful to be kind of like having that back and forth like that.
Talk to men I respect.
Okay. Anyway, so I understand women like you, right? There's a lot of propaganda telling women that you're exceeding men.
I'm talking about lived experience. He's talking about propaganda.
So
that's what I'm saying. He's a young boy in his mind.
So
like,
listen,
I'm a grown woman with
gonna give
lived
him a minute.
experience in real life. He keeps telling me propaganda. I'm telling him my real experiences. He's telling me that how I'm feeling and how I'm internalizing it is propaganda. He's a child.
I get it. So just give him a minute. We only gonna give him 1 minute, and then I'm gonna give you your time to rebuttal.
All right,
and we won't allow him to interrupt you either.
All right, got you.
Okay. So I understand women like you, right? You've been sold this reality that it's not true, and it's fine. It's fine. You sold the idea that only men benefit from marriage, but we tried to make the point to you earlier on that women actually, the only way they could get divorced, last time I checked, is if they were married, and most of the wealthiest women in the world became wealthy through divorce. That is true. So I've never heard of a man become a billionaire through divorce, but we've heard of women that became billionaires through divorce.
White women become billionaires through divorce. What are you talking about? Like, this is not our conversation.
Charles, you could just forget it. Go ahead.
This is not our conversation.
All right, so you can go ahead.
Like, what is he talking about? We're talking about relationships amongst us, right?
Okay.
Like, he's putting in statistics and scenarios that he's not even a part of. Like, where do you pull?
That's my fault. I brought that.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't understand what you part of. We're talking.
I was going that direction.
We're talking about real people. That's why I don't like talking to YouTubers. I'm a real person. I pay taxes. I'm an everyday average person. I'm a civilian and I'm a vet. Like, I understand the military life and things like that. Like, I want to have real conversations with real people about real concepts.
But here's the issue, what she's saying. She's trying to now paint a picture like, oh, this, because she was saying like marriage don't benefit, like women and stuff. And it's just like, well, y'all don't have money and stuff. But man, there's a population of people that got their stuff. There's 1.8, I think, million black millionaires in America. So that's what I'm saying. It's just like, man, you're not coming across them. And then also to be like, man, I ain't benefit from marriage. That means like people that say stuff like that, you're not intentional who you lining with. Because if you aligned with somebody you were supposed to be with and you actually had your shit together, like it would be beneficial for both of y'all if you establish it the right way. So it's just like, why aren't you coming across these people, man? That's the issue. And she's kind of laying it out throughout this conversation. It's like, man, you're terrible at picking the right guys. You're getting a younger one and having some crazy expectations. Then after, like I just said, I'm like, man, you're pretty much like, oh, I don't want to be with a guy for long term. So it's like, man, you're not looking for good people, man. So instead, now it's just like, let me try to, I don't benefit from that. It's just like, man, you're jaded at this point because of some of your past relationships, and you don't know how to put yourself in front of the right people. So that's why you have that like bad point of view of like it not being beneficial for you, because it's beneficial for a lot of people. Hell, like if you go to like a lot of metropolitan, you'll see a lot of successful black people that are married, and it's beneficial for both sides. So that's what I'm saying. It's just like you just refuse to see it at this point because you're just pissed off. And like I said, when you don't get what you want and things don't kind of get on your terms, people develop that bratty, bitter mentality, man. So that's really what's the issue right here. So yeah, if you're like, I had never found a beneficial situation. You're typically you're looking for the wrong people, and that's a you issue.
YouTubers, we're from Mars. We're not real people.
So
We're
how about
aliens.
this? How about this?
I just don't
So
respect anything
we
you
do
have to say. I
understand.
feel like I've done so much more.
You don't know me. What do you keep telling
So
me?
let
You
me-
keep telling me about me. You don't know me.
Hold on, let's
Is what
let's
you're-
get
is what
let's
you're
get let's
giving
get past that
off.
part
Like
because
you're screaming it. Look at you.
I don't
not
think
screaming.
that that's going to really go anywhere. But I do want to get somewhere with this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we're saying that there is something wrong between the relationship dynamics between men and women, how is it possible for us to bridge the gap?
We can't because if
No.
she
I
wants to
think we can.
lead, men won't follow.
I think we
I
can.
think
Can I
the
answer your question? Can I answer your
we're
question?
gonna let her go. Then you got it right after.
I think for
we're
us.
gonna let her go first.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, so I think the problem with that is we have to be realistic about whether or not men are capable of leading because we're not going to just go blindly follow after someone that we deem incapable. So it's a lot of these men that sit here like, follow me, follow me, follow me. A real leader does
bit
not have to
rude.
tell you to follow them. You're going to see the way they lead and naturally fall in line. So the problem is a lot of these guys, they want to be like, oh, I'm a leader. And the reality of it is you're not. And you wonder why these women are not following you is because you're not a leader. You're not even showing none
It's the
of these
delusion.
characteristics.
It's the delusion of the
Women follow
reality
me.
that men are.
I have women that
living
follow
in.
me.
There's this delusion of a reality
and I
that
feel
men
like
are
that's
living
another
in
thing
that
we
isn't
have to-
conducive with the real world anymore.
It's the difference between women
Money
and females. So I
rules
feel like
everything.
that's a different
Money rules everything. It's getting so cutthroat out here.
I'm glad you
It's
said
getting
that.
so it's getting so cutthroat out here that money is over everything. Your mentality and money. If you're not on the same page in regard to how to overcome these obstacles that are amongst us during these unprecedented times, nobody has ever seen things like this in this country and throughout this year.
I agree that
If
women
you
feel
do-
like money is their god.
If you
Money is their god. They worship money, and this is the problem.
because
we got
money
to.
gets you out of fuck niggas like this. You don't have to deal.
It's not about
You
the
don't have
money,
to
it's about the
deal.
freedom.
You don't.
Yeah, she ghetto as shit. But this is why she's full of shit. Cause like if money was that important, like you said, even if you got with that YN, the young dude, like at first because you picked terribly, man, you would have sat around for 9 years. So that's what I'm saying. It's just like, man, I get your ego. He bruised your ego a little bit, but it's just like, man, your life doesn't reflect that. And to the other girl that was talking about like leadership, man, if you're moving intentional, man, and you had your shit together, you will be attracting who you need to attract. You'll be able to align with somebody because you will be able to see what they're executing, their actions and stuff. So that's what I'm saying. It's just like, man, if you're not seeing that, you're in the wrong environment. You're looking at the wrong people because this stuff ain't that hard, man. So it's like when people struggle, instead of them just saying like, hey, man, I probably like the wrong things, they take it to like, oh, I don't see all this great leadership. And that's false, man, because we see a lot of people that's like doing stuff right. You know what I'm saying? Even if you want to use the divorce stat, there's 50% of people that's getting it right. And hell, even if you want to go down to like, say black people where they're just saying like, oh, it's not the majority don't have relationships. It's like there's still a significant portion of people that got good relationships. So it's like, why aren't you observing that, taking those cues and then implementing that to yourself and finding somebody like that? But like I said, when people get stuck in their mind, their preferences, they're just unwilling to like adapt any of that to go seek somebody that like has their shit together because they're just not attracted to that person. So that's why, like I said, that whole batch of people is just overlooked. So now it turns into a whole leadership thing. It's like, nah, it ain't about no leadership because there's a ton of guys that's like trying to be engineers or lawyers, work in the medical field, work in corporations. You just probably think they're corny and you don't want them, and that's fine. But that's what you need to say. It's like, hey, man, I'm just not really attracted to those type of guys, man. They don't got enough swag, whatever. I don't really move intentionally like that. So that's where like we're starting to break down these conversations. We're starting to hone in on that. But you still got people that will like try to sit on that. It was like, well, you know, I'm not going to follow just this person. That's fine. You should have just followed anybody. But there's people out there that got their shit together. So why ain't you seeking those people that already got a good foundation? Because there's people that's doing it every day. So it's just like, man, if we see people that's getting it right, why are y'all unwilling to like look at those models and mimic what those people are doing? Because that's what wisdom is. Wisdom is like, shit, when I got younger, I saw the guys that had favorable results and had their shit together. Man, I just mirrored what the hell they did. It was too easy. I did that at a young age. So if you in your 30s and you still can't figure it out, man, that's what I'm saying. It's a you issue. You're unwilling to like I said, observe and take information from people, man, and you're hard-headed. And then typically, like, you got bad preferences. So that's all this shit is. This ain't no leadership issue. Because I could show y'all 30 dudes that got their stuff together that would be great leaders. But they probably won't fit your prototype of what you think attraction is.
You have the choice to live in your own truth, be in your own energy, and do the things that you want to do until you die without ever having to deal with the counterparts.
Right.
Like,
do
with
you
the
believe that the
counterparts
men of value, that these top nine...
What men of value? Nobody cares about those men. Men don't... It doesn't matter. Bad bitches don't put men...
You're not a bad bitch. You're not a bad bitch. Calm down. But do you believe the men that make more than...
You are a coward. You're a coward. I know gangsters. No, listen. I want you to understand something, because I told you this before. I know gangsters.
What does that mean?
And I'm looking you in your eye right now. You're not.
I'm not a gangster.
Thorough nigga, no. And you're not a gangster, and you're also a coward.
Why are you
and
upset?
You don't like women. Because I don't.
Women.
Because no,
I
you
love
don't.
black women,
and
dark
you're
skinned
so
women.
insecure.
I love dark skinned black women.
You're inadequate.
I love dark skinned black women.
Extremely
But I don't like
inadequate.
masculine women.
I'm not masculine.
I like
I'm
dark
telling you
skinned
the
black
truth.
women.
You're a child. You're a child.
Okay.
You're a child.
She said that like, you're not a gangster and all that. Like, that's a cut down. You know what I'm saying? Not to be mean, but man, he sound like he got his shit together. Like, man, that ain't no, man, flex nowadays, man. Especially when you get older, man. That's some young boy shit. Like, when you try to be outside and on the block, but when you hit a certain age, man, you trying to be, you trying to have your shit together, man. You trying to be in a corporate setting or something like that. Ain't nobody trying to be no gangster. So for her to even push that, that's what I'm saying. It's just showing her mindset once again. Because at first she was getting mad when he was like pointing out the fact that she said the gangster thing. She was like, oh, well, I meant it a different way. But now she doubled down on it. You're not a gangster. You're not this. It's like, no shit. Man, I'm trying to live in the suburbs. Like, ain't nobody trying to be on no gangster shit at a certain age. Like, that ain't no flex. But it's like, it just makes sense why you struggle to find good leadership. Because you're just fixated on like that prototype of a guy that's kind of living that gangster life. That's probably who you're around. Even though you made some money, you put your daughter in a good situation and stuff, you're still coming in proximity of those guys that have that type of background. And that's your issue. Probably the same thing with the other chick. So that's where they turn everything into like a leadership situation. But her own like words are kind of revealing all this stuff, where it's just like for her to think that was a flex or a cut down, like he's not gangster. It's like, shout out to Shape for not being a gangster. Like that's good. That's positive. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this shit crazy, man, where they be doing this. But like I said, hey, you give them enough talk time, they'll reveal everything. But just before this, they was talking about leadership. Guys don't have it. It's like, no shit. Them guys that you are looking for, yeah, they out here doing knucklehead shit. They getting into trouble and stuff. So yeah, they probably ain't the greatest leaders. So you're showing who you're around. Yeah, she was like, I know real gangsters and you're not one of them. Like what, you 10? Sounds like some like high school shit.
To say that.
You're a child.
The point I'm trying to make
You're
is,
a child.
where's the men that make $90,000
You're a child.
that want to date this?
I have
Who wants this in their household? Who wants to come home to this?
whatever.
It's funny.
Who wants to come home to this?
Thank you.
All right, wait.
Thank
All right,
you.
okay, time out.
Who wants to come home to this?
Funny,
How
thank
about
you.
we get back? Let's get back on topic. I don't want to take
And
it.
it's not
I don't
just
wanna- I don't
black,
wanna-
and we-
way
I
too
think-
long.
Trev like, fuck. Shout out to Trev, man. Like I said, man, this is a calm guy. So I know Trev, man. Like when you got a calm demeanor, man, you see shit, you're like, oh fuck. Trev probably got a headache and shit. I might have to send this motherfucker a Cash App.
Beautiful women.
No.
I think black women are objectively the most beautiful women on the planet.
He's a
But
panderer.
when they
He
behave
knows.
like this-
He knows what to say. He knows when he's doing a white tactic. He's doing a white boy tactic. Let me tell you something. How he's doing a white boy tactic. I'm about to get in my politics right now. Let me tell you how he's doing a white boy tactic, right? Because he's telling you he loves all the superficial, all the superficial things about black women, right? But he doesn't understand, like when black women. What did Malcolm X say? The black woman is the most disrespected and unprotected woman in this country,
Yes,
right? And when we internalize that and we do that like that and whatever, a real nigga would have compassion about how black women represent themselves in the tight game that they run, right? A fuck nigga from the Caribbean.
She done quoted Malcolm X and said real nigga in the same sentence. Man, what she got in that cup, man? She had to have some Cavassier or some shit. Boy, she drinking some whiskey. Is she right? Because, yeah, she just... What's that one? Because, yeah, she all over the place with it. She tried to push that whole, like, the most disrespected. She hit her with the Malcolm X quote, but, yeah, then she fucked it up with the whole fuck nigga stuff. So, yeah, she's tipsy. She got to be tipsy right now. Will ostracize you. Will ostracize you and make you feel like, oh, you're angry, you're this, you're that. No, I'm not that. I'm probably telling you something. And before you air this out, you're gonna, because I didn't know that I was gonna be in the presence of someone like this, and that's what I told you before I got here. I don't like these fucking type of niggas. I told you that.
I caused you to behave.
I'm going to Grenada. I'm moving. That's what
Grenada. It's called Grenada.
I'm gonna say Grenada because I don't fucking believe anything.
That's absolutely fine. But she believes that men of value want this. She believes men of value want this.
Nigga, lick me. First of all, you smell funny.
Oh, shit.
Right?
I smell funny?
Yes, you do. You smell
you
funny, and the niggas that I fucking fuck with, you
down.
can never touch.
Okay,
Even
that's
the fucking white
That's
boys,
fine.
you lame ass nigga.
That's
Are
fine.
you fucking serious? Get the fuck out of here.
Yo.
Get the fuck out of here. See, I told you don't bring me around these nut ass niggas. I make too much money. I make $350,000.
She got her ass all in the camera and shit. Try to flip up his hat, stand it up. Yeah, she said it. She's ungovernable, man. Yeah, that's acting like this, man. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, she definitely showing why. And I saw her talking to Trev. She was like, "Hey, don't let this come out." So she knows like she's wilding out a little bit. But it's just like, man, keep your composure, man. Cut the shit short if you don't want to be there. But this wasn't over the top. Like, I seen people on panels, man, that adore way more than this. Like, he just was pretty much trying to break down some of the points. Now, he was kind of pinpointing I say he should have probably calmed down with some of when he's seen her escalating with the being too direct to kind of diffuse the situation. But still, he wasn't being rude or disrespectful, calling people out their name and stuff. He was just like, hey, man, like, guys that got their shit together, the ones that you say you want, man, they're not gonna be trying to fight with you for a leadership spot, and they're not gonna go under your program, and that's facts. But she just don't want to hear that. And again, it's like her issue. She got a lot of pride and ego, but she got bad results, which underlines like the delusion. Because I get if you got pride and you got your shit clicking, you know, everything's aligning, you getting what you want. You know, that's just confidence because you got the outcomes that match. But when you got bad outcomes and you got ego and stuff, you're coping. And the reason why you're bitter and stuff is just because, man, deep down, all people want somebody, companionship. I know we try to oversell it and stuff like that, but, man, let me move this. I got her ass all in the camera. I'm sorry, pause it right there. But it's just like a lot of times, man, people want to like cope with the stuff and it just gets corny because it's just like, unless you're a serial killer, man, you want to be with somebody. So the quicker you acknowledge that shit to yourself, whether you're a man or a female, man, you could start looking for the right person to pull in your life. But like I said, when you're trapped in that delusion, man, you just keep pulling anybody because you're impulsive. You're operating off of emotions. So that's why they kind of end up bad so many times. And then people just keep getting bitter and bitter and bitter. So yeah, that's what she kind of showing right now. And that's what she's dealing with. That's why she's like, oh, in the relationships, there's no benefit from the other side. It's like, yeah, because you don't move with intention. You're hanging out with gangsters and young niggas. You know what I'm saying? Letting them clap cheeks and shit. You know, trying to put an expectation on somebody that you have no damn right to put an expectation on. So it's like, if you're kicking it with like guys that's on the block and stuff, of course they ain't gonna have they're not gonna meet your expectation if you're lining with dudes like that.
Rep yourself like a professional woman. Sit down and have a
But
conversation.
you keep antagonizing. You gotta.
Nah, she called me a child. She's allowed to call me a child. She's allowed to call me a child. She called me a fuck nigga, a
All
child.
right, listen. Can you?
You're blocking the camera. She's allowed to call me a fuck nigga or a
You're
child.
talking about a camera. But
You're allowed to call me a fuck. Hold on, answer me first. She's allowed to call me a fuck nigga and child, bitch ass nigga. I know gangsters.
After you was antagonizing her, this is what I'm saying. You've been saying, look, listen, you've been.
You're still beautiful.
Her.
You being black, you're still beautiful. Being dark skinned and black, I find.
Fuck up.
Yeah, shut that fuck. Yeah.
You're so beautiful for being dark skinned and black.
I still like.
Nigga,
I would still like
I
black
need
women
some
after this.
Fiji for fucking 2 fucking weeks.
I'm still like black women after this.
And
I'm still like
I'm
black
still
women after
love
this.
black American men after this.
Okay.
Black
I
American
still
men, the Malcolm
like-
X's.
Okay.
Fuck these niggas.
Yeah. There you go, folks. This is what black men have to do with.
No, you
No,
was
I don't
antagonizing
think
her.
it's like
You're not
you.
gonna do
Okay.
that.
You would never fuck me. You would never fuck me.
Why would I?
You would
I never said I wanted
You
to.
would never fuck me. You would never
I-
get a bitch
you
out
would
of
never
me. Pull
fuck
your
me.
bitches
You
up.
would never
Pull
fuck
your
me.
bitches up. Shut the fuck
You
up,
did-
nigga.
But
You
this is a
YouTube
moot.
ass
This is
nigga.
a moot point.
You
At this
too
point,
I think she went
it
for
don't
the
even
flex.
matter.
I thought you said
Like it don't matter.
you said you're professional women.
YouTube ass nigga. I'm 40 years old. I'm a YouTube. Where your 401k, nigga? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Here's your 401k.
Yeah, she definitely tipsy.
401k, you YouTubing ass 40-year-old ass nigga.
Hey.
We out, T. Stupid ass.
Oh.
Yeah, she wilded out, man. I wish she would have just sat down and kept, carried out the conversation, man. Kept her composure and stuff. That was unnecessary. Shout out to the female in the pink. I forgot where they said her name was. She did a good job trying to diffuse the situation and stuff like that. She kept her composure, even though she has some the leadership thing, she was a little off base, but man, like she definitely handled herself like a professional. So now shout out to her, man. But even if somebody just irritates you, I just feel, man, like just finish out the conversation. Even if they go off the top again, man, just cut the conversation short, but don't let yourself play out like that. And I could tell like how she was talking to Trev. She realized it, but she was like, hey, I'm going there anyways. And where she's like, man, pull up your chicks and all that. That is irrelevant. I like how the other girl was like, man, that's irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? What happened if he got a less attractive female, but she's intelligent, carries herself? That would be better than just going off of looks and stuff. So that was a stupid point. But let me finish this out. Good Lord. Trev's like, shit, let me grab my drink.
What an ER.
Yep.
What an ER.
Listen, I got lawyers. You don't want to do this. So you want this? Like, let me see this tape first. Where's that contract? Where's that contract? You don't want to do this. Let me see it first. Wrong bitch. I told you. See, I told you on the ride up here. These
You won't
niggas
go,
is
bro.
not ready for me.
And I didn't know because he was low-key antagonizing you. I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't.
It's my fault.
Yeah, you a corny nigga.
I know. I'm responsible for bad behavior.
We just had this whole conversation about how males and females are wired differently.
So why does that allow bad behavior?
He don't
It doesn't have to do with allowing bad.
Your daddy was in your life.
He wasn't, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, he wasn't, right?
Was he or
He
not?
was.
Okay, well,
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what you're talking about. She thinks she knows me.
Because his daddy probably told him to
But
come
this
over
one,
and
you
think that
taking
his
it
little nut ass is
personally.
better
She
than black
don't know you,
Americans.
so don't take it personal.
I don't take it.
You
I'm
are. That's why you was throwing your little shots all night, and that's why she on
I'm
emotional
throwing my
right
shots all
now.
night. So I'm at fault for her behavior. Black men are responsible for the behavior of women.
Yeah, he was throwing some shots. I ain't gonna lie, man. He was slipping some stuff in, but it wasn't over the top. That's what I'm saying. There was nothing to flip out about. Man, like I said, you could have like just took that Ben Witty back, talked some shit, had a good time, but they didn't need to flip out like that. Shout out to Trev. Trev looked like he was burnt out at the end. He was like, man, fuck. she said she was gonna call her lawyers up and get them on there. She was like, let me see this tape first. So yeah, she realized like how she came off. But even then, they put it's out there and stuff. People having them conversations, and rightfully so, man. Because like, it's not like it sounds like she got. If she fixed her like personality and the attitude, man, she'd be in a good shape. Because like I said, she had the good point where when she was talking about like, you shouldn't be having the kids because of the, you got to make sure you have resources. And she said she put her child in a good school. So props to her for doing that. Served and stuff like that. So it's like, man, if she just got out of that bitterness and stuff like that, man, yeah, somebody will holler. But yeah, that's her issue and shit. But yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't even see that end part, man. Yeah, that was wild. So she definitely turned up, but yeah, we out of here, man. Peace.